What's up, collectors and Transformers enthusiasts? Today, I want to finally be taking a look at Transformers WFC Cybertron Kingdom Megatron. I'm pretty sure you guys already know how the packaging looks. I'm really late to the party, so let's go ahead and get this quickly. Transformers red logo, Kingdom on the bottom. I mean, the display of the figure itself, and we get a gorgeous image of him. You can see, the T-Rex on the front and the robot on the side with the Decepticon chip on the background and all that good stuff. It really looks good. On the back of the packaging, we got, the robot and beast mode, as well as the 27 steps you need to transform it. And on the other side of the packaging, we got the golden disc on the middle with the whole majority of characters. And on the top, not much, just the Predacon logo, but that's pretty much it for the whole thing. So without further ado, let's finally, and I do mean finally, take a look at this guy. And here we have Transformers WFC Cybertron Kingdom Megatron in hand and all the packaging, and oh my god, it's about time I review this guy because I had him for a while now. And the reason I didn't do a review back then is because it was shipped to me twice. The first one was broken and the second one, the box was damaged. If you follow me on Instagram, you managed to see them. It was terrible. I just couldn't add them to my collection. So by the time the third one arrived, it was too late. I believe I was reviewing wave 2 at the moment, and I just couldn't do a review on this guy because more requested and better figures were coming out, and it just got lost in my collection. So now I'm gonna briefly take a look at it. I'm not gonna go ahead and transform it or anything because you already know what this guy can offer. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you my thoughts on the figure itself, give you a couple of B-rolls, compare it with the rest of my collection, and call it a day. So without further ado, let's get into it. Quickly taking a look at the card thingamajig, we got the arc, and the drill, arc on the top, Autobots on the side, Kingdom on the bottom, and if you peel it off, you're gonna go ahead and reveal the arc crash landing on Earth. And funny story, I thought that they were all the same because you can see I had a lot of copies of the same thing, and one of my subscribers pointed out that they were not the same. It depends on which way you're rocking. For example, this guy is from wave 1, so I got the arc about to crash land on Earth, and the wave 2 is the arc already crash landing on Earth, all the damage and all that good stuff. And the wave 3 is the arc already transformed into the awesome robot mode that he's rocking on the Kingdom line. And they're all like that. Some are the same underneath still, but not all of them. And just pretty much on all my reviews, I was just whining that that I had a lot of copies of the same thing, just because I want Dynavox. And as you can see, I still don't have Dynavox. I have Blackarachnia, Megatron, Optimus, the arc, but I don't have the one that I truly want. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the car. Jumping straight into the figure itself, because this guy has no items, he wins no weaponry or anything like that. He pretty much is a whopping weapon. He doesn't need no weapons or anything. You can see the menacing T-Rex arm and then the tail that looks like a scorpion and all that good stuff. But for the figure itself, it looks fantastic. Just 10 out of 10. The paint you reach in the sculpted in detail, everything just looks so good, and no paint whatsoever in this guy. That's always a plus. I remember the first one, the one that was broken, had a couple of paint on the chest, but this one is just 10 out of 10. The only thing that I don't like about this figure is me, the backpack. It looks like he's gonna go to school, and I just don't like it at all. I don't know, it looks just clunky and anything, but I just can't complain. This is kind of accurate to his beast world representation, so I cannot talk so much about that because it's pretty much on the spot. Some people like this guy, some people don't. I really love the figure itself. The robotics and mechanics that he's rocking looks fantastic. Zooming in so you can appreciate that, you can see that this section right here looks fantastic. You can see the T-Rex teeth on the top and all that stuff. And for the face sculpt, it looks really menacing, really truthful to the beast world representation. You can see the Predacon logo on kind of like the middle of his face, and just the red eyes and everything. It looks really good. It looks fantastic actually. And just for the T-Rex arm, this is kind of weird. It took a couple of days for me to get kind of used to it, because on possibility and when you're posting it and all that good stuff, this is kind of just thick and fat, and just I don't know, it just gets in the way on a couple of poses. But it looks fantastic. You can see that the articulation is really good, and this just plays really well on his beast mode. But for the other arm that he's rocking, kind of like the weird just scorpion tail, I suppose. I really didn't get the scorpion tail because he's a T-Rex. So that when I was watching it, when I was a kid and I was watching the Beast Wars, I was like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. But Transformers in general, there are a couple of things that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but it still looks amazing. Just for the entirety of the figure, you can see the sculpted in detail on the feet looks fantastic. Really truthful in general. So 10 out of 10 on the figure. For the articulation, it's also 10 out of 10. This guy is a leader class with is still rocking some nice retro motion. For the face, you can go ahead and give it the all 360 degrees, a little up and down motion, but if you go ahead and unpeg it, you got a little bit more, but it looks kind of weird because you're unpegging it, and this section looks kind of, you know, out of place. But for the arm, you can extend it about that far, and only about that far due to the backpack kind of gets in the way, and you got a swivel on the middle section of the arm, a hinge here, you got a more than, you know, a 90-degree bend there, and has a hinge here as well. And for the T-Rex mount, it obviously can open due to your transformation. And for the other arm, you got, you know, all the things that this one has. The only difference is that this can go up and down, and this can go up and down as well. It has a swivel here as well. The legs can extend only about that far, and only about that far. And for the splits, it does a fairly decent splits, but this kind of gets in the way, so you got a 30% split there. And it has a swivel on the middle section of the knee, and it has, you know, some ankle pivoting and some up and down due to transformation. So you can see that he is rocking some nice articulation. For a leader class, it's not that bad at all. Moving on into the comparisons, you guys can see, you know, how he looks with the rest of his Predacons. Let's go ahead and first start with Blackarachnia. As you can see, they look amazing. She looks really small next to him, but this is accurate to the Beast War representation. They look fantastic, and the sculpting and detail on each individual one is off the charts. But let's go ahead and move on to Dynavox. You guys can see, you know, how they look. They're technically, you know, turn into the good side eventually, but for now they're Predacons, and they look fantastic. They scale really well with each other, so you can see really accurate to the Beast War representation, and they just look fantastic. I cannot wait to have Scorponok and Waspinator, so as can have a better look of the real squad of Predacons, because again, these are not real Predacons. So let's go ahead and take them out of the way and bring the Maximals. For the Maximals, here we have Optimus Primal. So you guys see, you know, how they look. They are all pretty much mortal enemies, and they look fantastic, really accurate as well, and they look fantastic together. Let's go ahead and let me see if I can go ahead and fit a couple of more Maximals here. Let's go ahead and bring Rat Trap, you know, the little guy. So you can see really small, but really truthful as well to the Beast War representation. Let's go ahead and bring Cheetor on the side, and this is pretty much the original you know, Maximal squad. As you can see, they look really good. Let me go ahead and get them out of the way though, so you guys can see, you know, the other Maximals that I have on my collection at the moment. Here we have Rhinox. Let's see if I can fit them here, and last but not least, here we have Air Racer. So let's see how she looks with Megatron. And as you can see, really nice, really truthful as well on scale, and really accurate, you know, on color and all that good stuff to the Beast War representation. They look fantastic. And as you can see, we have a lot of Maximals, because if you can see, if I go ahead and take Megatron out of the way and bring all the Maximals, you can see that we're rocking a lot. We got 3, we got 4, and we got 5 with this guy. And for the Predacons, technically we only have 1, because Megatron is the true Predacon, you know, Dinobot and Blackarachnia. They turn into the good side eventually, and they're pretty much Maximals as well. So we got a lot of Maximals, pretty much 7 Maximals and 1 Predacon. So I just cannot wait for Waspinator and Scorponok to arrive into my collection. But for now, all I have is the good old Megatron. For the beast mode, you can tell that that amazing paintwork and that awesome sculpted and detail translates through the wall into the beast mode itself, and it looks off the chart. Pretty much 10 out of 10 on the beast mode. Looks really accurate as well to the Beast War representation. It looks amazing. Some people like it, some people don't. The majority of people that don't like it is because of the gaps and stuff. I really don't mind it. I don't care about the gaps. It looks amazing. It looks really accurate to the Beast War representation, and it can move as well. So that's the priority for me, you know, that has articulation and the figure itself, it's accurate. Other than that, you know, then I look at the transformation and all that good stuff, but honestly, this doesn't mind me. The only con that I have with this figure is on my particular copy, I guess on the packaging and stuff, the way that it was packaged, it kind of, you know, bend, you know, a few things. For example, this underneath, it's kind of bent, it looks awful, and it's stuck like that. Unfortunately, you can see that it has some wrinkles and stuff. That is in my particular copy. Hopefully it's not going to be the same for you, but that is honestly a bummer. It was just a massive disappointment when I, you know, took this guy out of the box. I was so happy to finally have my third one, you know, not broken. The box was, you know, perfect condition and all that good stuff. And when I transformed it to, you know, T-Rex mode, I saw that and I was like, man, what can I do? I'm not gonna go ahead and return this guy. If I return it, I'm not gonna go ahead and pick this guy yet another 4th time. So you know, but overall, in my particular case, it's just that is the only con that I have. The figure itself is just 10 out of 10 on beast mode. In a robot mode, it's just quality. The articulation of this guy, it can move his mouth, it can move, you know, his head side to side as well. You know, obviously the mini T-Rex arm can move as well. The legs can move, you know, side to side as well, and it has you know, a swivel on the down portion of the legs. It has ankle pivoting as well that he has on robot mode. It translates to the beast mode itself. So just overall, the figure can move. The tail can move side to side as well as up and down. So pretty much everything that a normal T-Rex can do, this guy can do it as well, and that's why this guy is just amazing. I honestly don't care about the gaps. The gaps that really kind of bother me, but I honestly don't care. It's this ones because, you know, you can technically see that it's just all over the place. Her panels just kind of, you know, hiding that he's a robot mode, but other than that, it's whatever in my opinion. Last but not least, for comparisons, you guys can see how he looks and how he scales with the rest of the Maximals and Predacon on his beast mode. Here we have first Dynavox. You guys can see how they look, and they look amazing. I kind of have a love and hate relationship with Dynavox because I love his robot mode, but his beast mode kind of looks ridiculous. You can see, you know, this, I don't like this. This looks like kind of boobs and just the face and the feet. It looks kind of dumb, and I completely hate that he has no teeth on, you know, on the front of his mouth, and the way that the arms are, you know, portrayed. It's just, I don't like it. It looks dumb. It looks stupid, you know, and mostly, you know, next to Megatron, that looks so badass. But you know, that's pretty much it for him. Let's go ahead and move on to Blackarachnia, so you guys can see, you know, how he looks next to Megatron. Obviously, she's the smaller foe. She's, you know, a tarantula. She's supposed to be, you know, the smaller foe next to a T-Rex, and actually is. So they look amazing and really accurate as well to the beast form representation. But moving on to the Maximals, because that's pretty much it for the Predacons. Let's go ahead and start with Optimus Primal. Let's go ahead and kind of, you know, fit in, you know, the original Maximals here. Let's go ahead and put Cheetor there and Rattrap underneath. As you can see that he looks so cute next to Megatron. They all look like they're about to get their ass kicked by Megatron because he looks so badass in comparison with the Maximals. But you can see that they're really accurate as well, and they scale really well with each other. But moving on to the two last Maximals that I have at the moment, here we have Eraser and Rhinox, and as you can see, they look amazing. They scale really well as well, and they look fantastic. Again, for this one, I kind of have a love and hate relationship, just like Dynavox, because on her robot mode she looks amazing, and on her beast mode she kind of looks dumb. But you know, for Rhinox, it's just 10 out of 10 on robot mode, and on beast mode you can see that he looks amazing next to Megatron. That being said, that brings us to the end of the video. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm really interested in knowing your opinion on the subject, especially do you think that Megatron is the only Predacon that we got, because you can see we got a lot of Maximals and only one Predacon, and technically Dynavox and Blackarachnia do not count. So leave that in the comments down below. But that's pretty much it for the whole thing. I hope you enjoy. If it did, please leave a like. It really helps you to algorithm the house my videos get up there in a while. So if you get any value anime content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers WFC Cybertron Kingdom Megatron.